What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to this episode of English Turks, where I review your favorite Turkish series with and without English subtitles. And today we are going to be talking about a new show called Menajerimi Ara. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, comment down below your thoughts, and like this video. Alright guys, I am so excited because there is a new show out right now called Menajerimi Ara, and it's on its second episode. It literally just aired its very second episode, and I fell in love with this show on the very first episode, and let me tell you why. First of all, this show is not centered around a love story. Now, I know there's some other ones that are not centered around a love story, like Babil. I could never catch on to that show. But for this one, it is centered around a girl called Dicle. I don't know how to pronounce her name, guys. This is going to be one of the hardest shows for me to do reviews on because I can't pronounce the title and I can't pronounce the names. So it's surrounded around this girl who moves into, I think it's Istanbul. That's where they are. She is trying to get a job and reaches out to her long-lost father, who basically abandoned her when she was a baby, and tried to get his assistance so that she can get a job, right? And basically her father turns her away. Now she really needs this job in order for her to stay in Istanbul, and she has big dreams that she's trying to fulfill. So she manages to get a job where her dad is actually working. This story is more so centered around this girl navigating through this relationship that she's going to eventually build with her father. But because her father is so negative and so selfish, it makes for an interesting thing to watch. What I love about it is that it's interesting to see this. This is something that you'd want to see, like how she's going to play through this, especially with the way her dad is reacting to her with everything. Literally not helping her get hired, then trying to get her fired. Like, these are horrible, horrible things. But even though the show is centered around her and her dad, there are some other storylines that are also interesting to look at. Number one being her relationship with an actor called Barış, right? So basically Barış is this guy that was poor, I guess, and then was discovered on the street, started acting, became very famous, and now he's struggling between becoming a celebrity and, you know, his when he used to be poor and all the issues he used to deal with. I think he has some anger issues and some other things that he's dealing with. And so people are treating him a particular kind of way because he is now famous. And the only person that didn't know who he was from the jump was Dicle. I'm going to call her Dicle. It's probably wrong, but forgive me. So that's the only person who, upon meeting him, didn't know who he was. And so he kind of developed this interesting relationship with her. So this relationship seems really odd because she doesn't look like your average, you know, female lead. You know, she has the freckles, she has the crazy hair. But if you guys look at this picture, guys. She looks nothing like this in the series. And so it's interesting to see the cute guy falling for the awkward, weird girl, you know? But I like that also her, I guess it's sister by marriage. Her sister by marriage is not your average pretty girl either. She's like a natural beauty type thing. So I love that. No one in the show is like your bombshell beauty. Everyone is kind of like just your average everyday looking people. I like that they're not dressing in skimpy clothes, which somebody had commented about that and about Senkal Kapimi. And you know what? It was the same thing in Akanji Kuz. It was the same thing in all those series. Every time the lead girl is always wearing these clothes that you're like, who wears that? Like, the only people that you would think would be wearing these clothes are celebrities, not your average everyday down-to-earth girl. She doesn't dress like that. So I like that they're not making these characters dress like that. So this is gonna be a good show, guys. Like, I have really high hopes for the show. And the guy who's playing Barış, he used to play in another show that I absolutely loved. and then the show got canceled so quickly. And I was sad about that because I thought that was also a good show. Maybe he just picks roles that are not your average love story, because he played the poor guy in that show, and now in this one he was a poor guy and then became wealthy. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Now, I've watched the first episode and the second episode, and I have to say that the dad is horrible as of right now. He has ambitions and he doesn't care who he drops down along the way, as long as it doesn't affect his ambitions. But the only person like he's more concerned about, really it's himself. But the only people that can really help him get to these ambitions is his wife and his so-called daughter, which now we found out in episode 2, it's not even his biological kid. You would think that not being his biological child, that he wouldn't be so fearful of everyone finding out that he did actually have a biological child. If your wife can come into a marriage with another kid, why can't you come into a marriage with another kid? Selfish. But his mindset is not on that. So in episode 2 now, the owner of the company has passed away and they're dealing with this, but then the dad is actually trying to navigate things so that he can become the boss of the company. Thankfully it doesn't happen, because I really do think that he would really just step on everybody along the way. There are some other managers or agents or whatever they're called. There's other ones that work in the office. One of them happens to be Dislay's boss, and basically, I think Dislay's doing a really good job with doing this, and it just so happens that she keeps getting pushed to help Barish navigate through this, because Barish is always doing something that he shouldn't be doing, and basically her boss tells her, you handle it instead of me handling it. So it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to play, because it's obvious that he regards her more than any of the other, than the sister. He regards her more than, anybody. But because I think he sees like this just naturalness that she's not treating him like the star-crushed celebrity, even though on the inside she kind of has that feeling now, but on the outside she's doing her best to kind of guard herself from that and hide from that. So basically the owner has died, and now they're trying to figure out who's going to take over the company, if the company's going to be sold. And so everybody's job is on the line because they don't know what's going to happen with the wife and everything. I love this show, guys. I absolutely love it. I love it that they have a platform to introduce shady journalists, shady people. They have the opportunity to introduce all these cool different actors and actresses, because it's a huge company. So eventually, maybe in every show they'll introduce a new one. They had one last week, and then they introduced 2 of them this week, and then Barish is always in the picture. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Right now there's not too much jealousy going on. It seems like everyone is, like I'm saying, between Disley and the 2 other assistants in the office, they all seem to be pretty good. I mean, her dad's assistant, she's just more curious than anything, but she's not negative in any way. So let me know what you guys think about the show, because I absolutely love it. I think it's going to really be fire. It's gonna kick butt, this show, and I'm hoping it doesn't get canceled, because I love the guy who plays Barish. I didn't even look up his name, guys, but I love him as an actor. I think he does a great job. I love his face. He just has this sincere looking, discreet, mysterious type face. So you guys let me know in the comments what you think about this show, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode.